All right, gonna make a nautical star here. This is my second attempt at this video. I messed it up a little bit. I just realized I forgot to put the image in there. So nautical star looks like this. Um, it's harder than it looks because you can't just make a square star and then chamfer it. Doesn't work. So you kind of we're gonna do some lofts. We're gonna draw a triangle, loft it down to a point, and then try to circular pattern it. But I'm gonna first. The thing I forgot to do was I forgot to bring the star image into my sketch. So first thing I'm gonna do, I guess I'll XY plane. I'll start on this XY plane. I guess I've been learning that you should start on that XY plane because that's the plane when you export your STL that it lays down flat. Um, but anyhow, I guess it doesn't matter. So we're gonna put that nautical star image in there. And put it right in the origin here. Looks good. Escape. I'm going to dimension it right off the bat. Make sure we're good here. D5. Oh man, D5. Yeah, I guess I can't do my thing I was talking about earlier. The dimension. So 3.0 inches wide. That'll be a pretty big star all the way across. Not too bad, but pretty good. All right, next thing. Let's see. I kind of want to move this image. I don't know if it'll let me here. I want to move it so the center of this star is right on the origin. So I'm going to have to I'll hit move this base point. I'm going to grab one of the corners. Yes, relax the geometry. Constraints removed. Oh no, I don't want it rotating. That's not good. Move this image. Base point here. Oh, it wants to rotate it. All right, I gotta. Oops. Let's see. It's 3 inches. All right, that's what I can do. I can dimension it and get it to the right spot. So make this 3.0. All right, I'll make the distance from this side to this side 1.5. I gotta put the image in here. It's because I placed it on the center point that it's not letting me move it. I'm gonna put it back in here. I'm not gonna constrain it to that center point. All right. Now, dimension the width of it. 3.0 inches. I'm going to dimension, I'm going to move it now. Try to center it. There we go. This should be good enough. There we go. So, all right. So now, finish sketch. All right. I'm going to trace this triangle shape here on this flat plane. So I'm going to go back into this sketch. I'm going to trace one of these. All right. Zoom in. I want it to be on this middle line. And I'm going to go all the way down to this axis. I'm going to snap it to the axis. I'm going to go over, go up. All right. And then I want to make sure, I want to measure approximately this line here, 0.999. Let's just make it 1.0. All right. And then I can dimension from the center to one of the edges, 3.5, and then everything should be centered nice. All right. The nautical star shifted, the drawing shifted a little bit. What is it, the center of the image or the center axis? Let me get rid of this image now. Okay, looks good there. 25. I want this point to be on the axis though. So this is a trick here. You can dimension the distance between two things to be 0. So distance between that point and that point, I want to be 0. And everything's centered and symmetric now. All right, so now I'm going to make a drawing on this plane. All right, start 2D sketch, and it's going to be a triangle. It's going to go from, let's see here. I got to get myself in a view where I can see things here. The idea is I'm going to make a triangle here, and I'll loft it up into this corner. I'm going to circular pattern it, and then I'm going to mirror the whole thing. There's going to be some stuff I'm going to have to cut off here, though, so we'll see about that in a second. I have to bring those corner points into this sketch. This point, I want to be able to snap to those corners. So you do project geometry up here, project geometry. I'm going to click that point on the corner and that point on the corner. And what that does now is allows me to draw on this plane. Let me get it back to the top view so you can see everything. Allows me to draw on this plane without any issue. Now, it looks like this is connected in the middle, but it's not because those lines are in the other drawing. So I do need to connect up that, but finish sketch. All right, now I'm going to try a loft. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to loft from this sketch down to that point. Oh, looks like, oh, that's what I got to do. I can't do that. I got to make another work plane. Ready? I got to make a work plane parallel to this triangle up on this point. So it's going to be a plane normal to axis at a point, or parallel to plane through point. Parallel to plane through point. So parallel to plane. It's going to be the parallel to the XZ plane. It's going to be at that point. So that puts a work plane up there. I'm going to start a sketch on that work plane, and I'm going to place a point right in the middle. Bam, right there. So now I have a point. It's a little hard to see with these dimensions in there. Let me make this sketch invisible. You don't need that one at this point. So I have a point up here. I have this triangle up here. Now I'm going to try to loft this. I'm going to try to loft from this triangle to that point, and it will do it. It'll make a nice shape. All right. Now, all right. So I'm going to try circular patterning this. Now I want to do it about this z-axis, and it's not going to be perfect. Let's see if I can even do that. I might have to go back and make this one sketch visible. All right, and add a line in there. We'll see. I don't know that it'll find. All right, rotational axis. Will it find this axis? Yes, it will, and I want 5. But what you're going to see, all right, there's going to be probably some extra material. We'll see. No, actually, it worked perfect. Look at that. Bam. Nautical star. And then, the whole reason I just did it flat was because we can mirror it. All right, we can mirror features, this whole thing. Mirror plane, we just use its own back as the mirror plane, and it'll make it three-dimensional. Now, there's your nautical star. However, let's say you want to make it fatter. You're like, ah, man, this is a little too skinny, which I might actually agree with that concept. Now, that opinion, I should say. You can go back to this triangle, and you can actually make it taller if you want. So it's 0.329. Let's make it 0.5 and see if that looks a little better. Oh man, that's not right. So now I'm going to constrain that point to be on this line. Let me draw a construction line on this axis. All right. All right. So that construction line, I'm going to lock it in place. So we learned about constraints before, and those are useful. Lock it in place, and then a coincident constraint of this point on this axis. Finish sketch. You'll make the whole thing a little wider if you want. And then from here, you could get pretty darn creative. You could start a 2D sketch on one of these work planes. Actually, you probably have to do it on both of these work planes, or one whole thing. And you could shell this, and then cut holes in it. Make like a design on it, extrude it, cut it, pattern that. You can do all kinds of cool things here. But I'm going to stop there and help kids in class. All right. Got to make something up here for the hook. Watch that again. If you want to make a nautical star.